All right, so we're about to wrap it up, but first, before we do that, let's talk about some interesting, I mean, everything that we spoke about is actually interesting, but any cool facts that maybe you guys want to share with us about your respective cultures?
I can start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Will be related to the famous explorer David Livingstone, which one of the towns in Zambia is named after him. He essentially found Zambia.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a British explorer, I think he was. But they're, just in terms of names and how names come about in Zambia, the Victoria Falls, which is locally known as the Mosi-otunya Falls, and Mosi-otunya means the smoke that thunders, just because of the loud noise that it makes. And tying to that, an interesting fact about the Victoria Falls is that it's the largest crater with falling water in the world. Not the tallest, like the Niagara, but the largest. It's
okay.
like 1 point something kilometers long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's pretty wide and stretches quite far.
Cool.
And also relating to David Livingstone and names and how names come about, when he was exploring Zambia, he stood atop the Munali Hills. So in this area called Munali, there's a monument just to commemorate him, David Livingstone. And that monument, that area Munali, the name Munali means the red man, and how that came about is because he was standing at the top of the hills and the locals in Zambia saw him standing up there and he was sunburned.
Wow.
And so they were like, look at that red man up on the top of the hills, because they'd never, like a white man being red, like they'd never seen that happen. So that's how they named him Munali, which means like the red man. Yeah.
And that became a common name.
Yeah, and that's the name of the area where his monument is.
Oh, cool,
yeah,
cool.
So it's just like names have meaning back home.
What about you, Robert? Any cool facts?
I don't know if it's a cool fact, but it's a big fact that Christopher Columbus thought he was, when he landed in America, he thought he was in India, and that's why he named the native people of this country Indians, because of their skin tone and their hair. He actually thought he was in India, but Indians come from India. And another big fact is that the majority of, dark olive and copper colored people that live in this country, the majority of you were already here. A lot of you did not come on slave ships. So I don't know if it's a cool fact, but it's a big fact.
It's an important fact.
It's an important fact in research and study. So.
Good, interesting. What about you, Christina?
The first thing that
You can feel the passion, right? And I guess his gift is the passion.
That's right. Amazon.com.
the first thing that popped in my head was like, take your shoes off at the door. Like that was, and it's like probably because it's so embedded in my head. Like no shoes in the house. Like we take our shoes off at the door. It's just a way to respect the household, the family, and the rules, I guess. So.
And it's smart and clean.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very clean.
I want to do that too.
Yes.
I want to have a little station by the door where you can put your shoes, because there's so much stuff coming out and coming into the house.
Respect.
Oh man,
It
so
keeps
much.
the sheet good. It keeps, yeah.
I like
Where they
that.
came from.
It's hard to, but if I were to ask any of my Haitian friends to take your shoes off, it was like, you know where I bought those shoes from? I paid like $200 for these shoes. They're staying on. It's part of my outfit. What about you, Patrick?
Cool fact. Let me see. Try to think of a cool fact. Earlier we were talking about how we use our French language and dual language when we speak to our elderly or women, but when we speak to a body of us, we really speak Creole. It's almost like, it almost feels, if I speak Jeff in French, it almost feels like I'm being,
Affectionate?
it's almost so affectionate. But when I've never understood, I'm like, why? But the French only speak one language. They speak, but I guess that's just one fact about us. And then, I don't know how else I'll say, like you were saying, one cool fact that I think it should be put out there is where slavery was abolished.
Yes. How about say?
Yeah, and it was 1804.
Yes.
Well, we celebrated January 1st, 1804, but it was abolished in 1803, I think November.
November 18th. When that was the battle. I mean,
The
but
battle,
it was it was a long process.
But it was proclaimed in January 1st, but we also I think I have to say it's a cool fact actually. It's a cool, important fact that we should all know that that's really what started, I'll say, revolution over the world.
Absolutely.
And what I even noticing, I did my search, Greece, when Greece was looking to get their independence, and they needed more men and then they needed money for their men, they contacted what was the general at that time in Haiti for help.
Yeah.
At that time, we were short of men, you know, and we couldn't send men. So I think they sent like a few men, it's like 10 or 20. But at the time, Haiti was big in producing coffee. So we sent a lot of coffee beans there so they could
Stay awake.
take it, either drink it or take it and use it and sell it so they could buy more weapons to fight for their independence. And Haiti was the first country that declared Greece as an independent country. I think that's a cool fact to know it, and we were the forefront of abolishing slavery wherever it is in the world.
And it's very important also, and it's part of our culture. The role of slavery altogether, it's so deep in our culture, and also how we behave right now today as a people is such an important thing. Like people really don't really get it a lot of times. And I feel like even today, even educated people don't get it like that. It's part of who we are, and it's in every one of us actually. So it's something very important because we've come a long way. And if you think about it, the existence of human beings, and even the existence of culture altogether, where like I would say it's like a unity of beliefs put together as human beings in that concept overall is said to be about 200 to 500,000 years old, whereas all the things that we're talking about is barely 100 years old.
Yeah.
So you can imagine all the years that went by before that and all the other impacts in our culture. So I think that's very, very interesting. So
this famous quote, and I don't remember if it was from Thomas Edison, where it said, "If there's something that I know, it's nothing." Pretty much mean there's so much to learn and to know and to go back and learn.
Everything.
I mean, you know, there's not enough time for you to live to actually get to know everything like that. So that means you never know.
speaking of time, we're running out of it. So let's go straight and let's wrap it up with Yubeska and tell us a little bit more about any cool facts about your culture that we might need to know.
Tenemos lo que es el salto de agua más grande del mundo. Su nombre es el Santo Ángel. También en Venezuela contamos con todos los climas, con nieve, desierto, frío, todo en un solo año sin determinada estación. Tenemos el récord de premios de mujeres de belleza. También, otro de los datos más interesantes, en alguna oportunidad ganamos el récord Guinness por ser las personas más felices del mundo.
All right. Cool, very cool.
Yeah, sí. Yo pienso que todavía lo tenemos.
How do you say cool in Spanish? Cool. Cool is one of my favorite words for those who know me. Anyway, guys, it was a pleasure, having this discussion with you guys. I myself personally learned a lot from all the different cultures here represented on this panel, and I want to thank our viewers and everybody watching the show. Hopefully, we'll have more for you guys to come, and thank you for everybody involved. And I guess until next time.
Thank you. Culture
show.
What are the ways to say it? Cultura.
Cultura. Kiltsi.
Good job, everyone.
Oh, good job. Great job.
Yes, good job.